Shalom Aleichem, everyone. We're continuing Hachsteg's learning of the Pele Yoetz, day number 211, a one-day chapter. He's Baidadus, contemplation, a person being solitary and confining themselves, so to speak, and working on real deep introspection and contemplation. He's Baidadus, which really means being alone, Baidad, to be alone. As we've been speaking about all these 2 years since October 7th, you have the soldier that is a boded, that is a lone soldier. This is the lone soldier in the army of Hashem. He's boded when a person is misbaided, when they think deeply on their own and they get their thoughts gathered and collected, that is a preface, so to speak. That is a prerequisite to being able to enter into the depths of halacha. He'll be able to add in strength, to understand things clearly. He will be able to judge, and he'll be able to judge emes la'amitai. He'll be able to judge things in the truthful and the proper way. V'gam Evan Aroish. And that will be the cornerstone, so to speak. He'll be able to organize Kiddush in his mind, and he'll be able to put his thoughts in order. He'll be able to think with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the judgment, so to speak, or the accounting of the world. He'll have a hisayrus, and he'll have an inspiration for the sparks and burning coals of love. Fear of Hashem. He'll be able to reach those goals that he wants in Avodas Hashem, and nothing will get in his way. The more that one is misbaided, that they think privately to themselves, and they engage themselves and they envelop themselves in these thoughts, so the easier it's going to be to kind of steer clear and maneuver around all of the wishy-washy stuff of this world and just be connected to Hashem. So too, when you want to pour out your heart to ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu forgiveness, in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, tzarich menucha, you need to be at ease and at peace. You can't daven to HaKadosh Baruch Hu if you're tensed up. You can't express yourself properly if you're nervous and anxious. But when you're misbaided and you think about these things and you put all your thoughts and everything into order, then you can open up your mouth and your heart and pour it out to Hashem. And it would be even better if a person had their own private little dwelling place. That he would be there all by himself. No stranger would be together with him. He'll have his baidadus, his private contemplation time over there, so that he can learn and he can acquire kedusha, holiness. But if the only thing that he has is one house, and that's together with his wife and his children, get up while it's still nighttime, while everybody's asleep, and then you can commune and you can have your introspection with the Rebbeinu Shalom. Because in 1 hour of his baidadus, you're able to understand things of Kedusha and holiness and sanctity and closeness to Hashem more than you can accomplish in an entire days of hard work to serve Hashem. So his baidadus, that which a person contemplates and they introspect and they get into themselves, even in a short amount of time, you can accomplish very lofty things. So too, when you think and you spend time thinking about these things, you will guard your mouth from saying lashon hara and the like. We already have a sign for this. Bad kodesh yilbash. When a person is sitting by themselves, so they are clothed, they are dressed in kodesh and kedusha, which means that a person who sits alone and thinks about these things, his whole mouth, his whole mind, everything about him will be with kedusha. He will guard himself from doing the wrong things. V'amiyashrim orchoisam afilu ba'amdam b'kal am b'rechoivos kirya. And if you're so good at hisbodedus, so good at introspection, even when you're together with the masses, misbodedim b'daitam im kainai, your mind will still be plumbing the depths about HaKadosh Baruch Hu, v'al yatridum chavrasam, and your friends over here are not going to take you off the path of your thoughts. K'maimar Mashar, like it says, he attributes this to the Ibn Ezra, ba'amdi teich kahalcha, while I was standing amongst the people, amongst the masses, tzur l'roimim lecha, my rock, the rock in Shemayim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he lifted you up. Echra v'ekoiv roish v'koim, you bow and you humble yourself before him. Kleimar, sha'ayat yidenu chavasam, your friends are not going to stare you, they're not going to get in your way, they're not going to bother you. Like it says in Sefer Charedim, which means if I'm so good at thinking and so good at focusing my thoughts on the proper things, so then even when I'm surrounded by people, I'm surrounded by a lot of different things that are going on in this world, but since that my mind knows how to focus in and narrow in on the thoughts of Kedusha, I could be, who knows, in the middle of Times Square in New York, and there's total spiritual chaos going on everywhere you look around you, but I'm not looking everywhere, because my mind is elsewhere, my mind's in the world of Hashem. And you could be standing in Times Square, but you're really like you're standing in a Beis Midrash. You could be standing in the worst of places, but if you know how to do hisbodedus, you're not there. And if you're in a whole group of people, and the people are talking about nonsense, and they're doing this and doing that, and going here and going, but if you're misboided, you have this time alone with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you will be not affected by the things that are going on. And he says further, Ashrei Magili, they meet the zoo. Fortunate is the one who reached this trait. Ma'toiv chelkoi u'ma'noim garoloi. How good is his chelik, and how wonderful is his portion. Pleasing is his portion. Shetamid asuk b'mitzvah liyir li'aves Hashem. He's constantly involved in the midst of fearing and loving Hashem. Hanichbad v'anoira, the honorable and awesome one, u'ledavka, but he will cling to him, because that his mind is always in the right places. He's constantly involved in the midst of getting close to Hashem. This is a major principle in the Torah. Umailas tzadikim, and one of the great levels of tzadikim, they're always going in front of Hashem. This is the roots that will sprout forth their fruit. The roots that will sprout forth their fruits of a tzaddik. It's a tree of life. To those who hold on to it, if you hold on to this idea of hisbodedus, you will then find your mind always in the right place, in a good place, and it will control itself from where it doesn't want to go. The way you do this is you lower your eyes. Then you'll remind yourself, as your eyes are down, you have to lift up your hearts, like almost like the palms of your heart, to Shemaim, to the heavens. Tzaddik Yivchan, Hashem judges the tzaddik, v'yira kinochan adav l'yira, and he sees that it's proper for a person to fear, u'li'ava, to love, or mitzvah, one mitzvah brings about another mitzvah, and because you think about the right things, you'll end up doing the right things, and you'll do more and more and more, and you'll think deeper. You'll be living a life of hisbodedus, which ends up translating into a life of asiyah, of doing and accomplishing in the proper way. All the best.